two of the divisions that fans are upset that Vince McMahon and now Triple H have not presented respectfully are the tag team and cruiserweight divisions. Yes, the tag team division has had some highs since 2000, but I'd say most of it has been pretty mediocre. The Cruiserweight division, again, a couple high spots with Rey Mysterio. The Cruiserweight Classic was fun, but the ball was dropped twice. I told you, WCW did the unthinkable and did a Cruiserweight Tag Team Championship. I know what you're thinking. You haven't really heard of this title before. Well, it's because it was established on March 18th, 2001. And it was retired when WCW aired its final Nitro on March 26th. Yeah.
I think this title design is probably the worst thing to happen in the year 2001. Carry on.
It's up there.
It's up there. Top
it is
two,
definitely
at least.
Up there. At least.
At least. Top two.
I think that this happening in Florida is why AEW was filmed primarily in Florida during COVID, kind of as a remembrance to this championship. But yeah, the title lasted for 8 days. It was actually thought up because, the Cruiserweights were always such a vital part of WCW, and they always cared so much for the Cruiserweights that they decided to expand the visibility of the division and create a tag team championship for the Cruiserweights in February of 2001. The same February 2001 where they were trying to find a buyer for the company. So let's just add more titles. Let's add more lineage. Why not? That's what people want. The tournament consisted of the following tag teams: Easy Money and Scotty O. The 3 count, which was Evan Courageous and Shannon Moore. Johnny Swinger, who most recently has wrestled on TNA Impact, and his tag team partner Jason Lee. The Filthy Animals, Billy Kidman and Rey Mysterio, the 2 mainstays of the Cruiserweight division. Mike Sanders and Kwee. The Jung Dragons, which was Yun Yang, better known in the future as Jimmy Wang Yang, and Kaz Hayashi. Fun fact, the 3rd member of the Jung Dragons was none other than Jamie Noble under a mask. The final 2 tag teams were Kid Romeo and Elix Skipper, who would go on to be a part of Triple X in TNA. And then finally, Air Raid, which was Air Paris and AJ Styles. So, hindsight's 2020. You got Rey Mysterio and AJ Styles in there. Should be a pretty good tournament. Air Raid was bounced in the first round. And the Filthy Animals, even though they consisted of the 2 mainstays of the Cruiserweight division since 1997, lost to Elix Skipper and Kid Romeo. This was, of course, at the final WCW pay-per-view Greed. But don't you worry, on that final Nitro, the Filthy Animals would win the tag titles. And then the championship was never heard of again. An illustrious history this one is.
Yeah, lots of champions.
I think we just go in. Oh yeah. Yeah, you figure, I'd say 2020, like I said, Elix Skipper would go on to be in TNA. But even before that, he was a Cruiserweight champion in WCW. And when he went to TNA, he was a 4-time tag team champion. I don't need to speak on Rey Mysterio's accolades. Billy Kidman won the Cruiserweight titles in both WCW and WWE, as well as tag team championships in the WWE. The odd man out in this 4, of course, Kid Romeo. He was a Cruiserweight and X Division star. Wasn't terrible, nothing flashy. I guess we start with the inaugural champions. We have, as I said, Elix Skipper, Kid Romeo. I know what you're thinking. First champions, can't rank them low, right? Wrong. How are you going to lose your titles on the very first defense?
That's a cardinal sin
It's terrible.
for championship defenses, man.
Yeah, I know. They're like the Sasha Banks of Cruiserweight Tag Team Championships.
That's a low
So
blow.
I'm going to put these... I'm going to put these guys in the C tier. Now we have Rey Mysterio and Billy Kidman, the filthy animals. Back when Rey Mysterio didn't have a mask and he had those cool horns on his head for some reason.
Looks cool.
Looks cool. But these guys, they won it on the final Nitro. And afterwards, they got contracts to the WWE within the next year or two. I think that gives them the A tier.
Hey, now.
A for filthy animals. All right, and we touched on the Cruiserweight, or the WCW portion of this. You want to bring up whatever WWF, WWE did with the titles afterward? Whatever champions there were?
I can try. Give me 1 sec. Hold on.
You got, like, Tajiri and Jamie Noble, Paul London, Brian Kendrick, the Guerreros, maybe even.
Yeah, just 1 sec.
Anything?
I'll pull them up. Hold on.
Okay, all right.
I got them.
Okay. What are you finding? Who else is on the list?
Here. I gotta save the picture real quick. I gotta get it in here. I'm going as quick as I can. Here we go. All right. This is what the WWF did with these title belts here.
Okay. All right. Oh, they Medusa them. They put them in the trash. Yep, just like that.
That's about as good as I can do.
That's okay. It's a good thing that with what little money WCW had left, they decided to create 2 new championships to have for 8 days. Now, granted, I know they didn't know they were closing, and Eric Bischoff announced the week before the final Nitro that it was going to be the final Nitro. But still, if you know you don't have any new buyers, any new owners, why create a new division? Why create a new championship? Makes sense.
I think it makes sense. Makes perfect sense.
You think so?
Yep. So that's why I'm going to put the trash can with the championships in it here in the S tier.
S tier. For sense.
For makes sense to dump them in the trash.
There we go. Well, I guess if that's it, if you, fine listener, wrestling historian who wanted to learn about the WCW Cruiserweight Tag Team Championship, if you made it this far into our program, make sure you like, subscribe, drop a comment. Is the trash can ranked too high? Is the inaugural champions ranked too low? Is Rey Mysterio and Billy Kidman just like Goldilocks? Are they just right? And while you're at it, go to our Facebook, our Threads, our TikTok, our Instagram, wherever you get your podcast. Subscribe, follow. You want to keep up to date on the next tier list, the next podcast, the next scripture, just the next bit of media that we put out. And where would they find all of these links?
Linktree/PW Proverbs, good sir.
Yeah, and I just want to point out, PW Proverbs has been going on for a few years now.
Has it?
And this championship only went for 8 days. So we are more prestigious than the WCW Cruiserweight Tag Team Championship.